This video, talking about the complete unknown, sorry, is going to be against the grain. You know, if you feel like commenting, I just ask that you don't say anything rude. Don't say you're so stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. It's just my own take on the film. Please respect my opinion. Please understand what I say. Don't be rude. Don't be mean, okay? So Complete Unknown was one of the most acclaimed films of 2024. It stars Timothée Chalamet, and it's directed by James Mangold. James Mangold already did a well-known and well-received musical biopic 20 years ago. Yeah, that's Walk the Line, about Johnny Cash. Now, with Walk the Line, yes, it's true, Joaquin Phoenix looks absolutely nothing like Johnny Cash, but, the movie still was very well done. I did enjoy Walk the Line. But in A Complete Unknown, I didn't see a whole lot going for it. Making a Bob Dylan biopic, well, this isn't really much of a biopic because it's like not even a 10-year space that they end up covering. Still, the fact that they were able to make some sort of film about some years of Bob Dylan, it was good that they went for it. But I didn't like the execution of it. So Bob Dylan, as everyone knows, kind of a strange-sounding folk singer and one of the best lyricists ever. And while nobody really ever called Bob Dylan like one of the best singers ever, his unique sounding voice and his lyrics, it's ultimately what made him such a staple. But the movie is it documents just the first few years of his musical career. So he becomes kind of big in 1961, and the movie culminates in 1965, 1966. I don't remember. It's been a few days, but whatever. I have nothing against the fact that the movie takes place in a short amount of time. It's most of the other things that I wasn't caring for, okay? So let's start off with Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet, I do think I think he's kind of overrated, but I do still think that there's some space and some time for him to progressively grow. And I do think that eventually he will end up being a truly great actor. Like, a lot of people these days say that, he is such a great actor and stuff. He's not at that stage yet, but he will be. And I thought that A Complete Unknown was going to be that film that catapults him into greatness. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Earlier in 2024, he did Dune 2. Now, Dune 2, he was much better in that film. The film itself was much better. The fact that he's able to sound like Bob Dylan and play guitar well and sing like Bob Dylan, that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. But aside from the fact that he was able to sound like Bob Dylan, I didn't think that was really enough. Now, I'm not really blaming Timothée Chalamet for all of this. If anything, it's just the writing. The writing in this movie was very, very weak, okay? Yes, we get to see the startings of Bob Dylan, but I was not liking the way that Bob Dylan was being portrayed and written at all. It is true that when young people, like Bob Dylan was like in his 20s at the time, when young people first become big, and it was in the 1960s, the hippie era, there was counterculture. People thought that they were like on top of the world, so you had some different components, but the way that it's presented in this film, Bob Dylan is just being presented as a very shallow, weak, unlikable. At least in other films where the main character is depicted as being rude and mean, there's some comeuppance. There's some changes. They learn their lessons. We never get that with the way Bob Dylan is presented in this. I was actually rooting for the record people, the producers, to just axe him. I was rooting for him to get booed off the stage. I was rooting for the Elle Fanning character and the Joan Baez characters to just throw him out. The other thing about this movie is we barely get to we don't really get to know about the music industry at all. Like, okay, the music industry really they're really gung ho about making Bob Dylan big, but the movie doesn't show us why they want to make Bob Dylan big. Earlier in this video, I said that Bob Dylan made it big because of his originality, like his lyrics and his weird voice. I've known that stuff for decades, okay? And the movie, it's just like, yeah, let's make this Bob Dylan guy famous just because. Every other musical thing, there's they explore what kind of niche that said artist or said band belongs in. And why? In A Complete Unknown? Not at all, not at all. Like, and the fact that Timothée Chalamet was nominated, got to fill up all these different categories with people, even though they might not be very deserving. So I can kind of see why they put Timothée Chalamet in there. But when you look at Chalamet's other Oscar nominations, oh my god, he's so much better in those than he is in A Complete Unknown. Even some of the things that he has been nominated for, like when he did those 2 Greta Gerwig films, he was great in those. I don't remember if he was nominated for Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell, but still much better in that than he is playing Bob Dylan. The only truly mighty fine performances in this film was Elle Fanning playing his on and off girlfriend, Sylvie, and when Monica Barbaro played Joan Baez. Those were the only 2 great performances of the film, and I thought that they were the only ones that actually were relatively Oscar caliber performances. Bob Dylan's music is good, and frankly, aside from those 2 performances and aside from the music, there's really nothing enjoyable, nothing informative, nothing educational about this. Like, if the movie was informative, which it's not informative whatsoever, this would have been a great film. It would have been just as fine as Ray from 2004 and Walk the Line and Love and Mercy. But yeah, in A Complete Unknown, almost nothing in this movie works. Very, very little works. So I feel like giving Complete Unknown from 2024 2 stars out of 4. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you again next time.